Hey, you are looking live at Charlotte, North Carolina. My name is Jay Mervis. Welcome to the Hammerdown Roadshow. I'm the Healthcare Sales Director here for the East Coast at Fortinet Healthcare. Just wanted to jump out here. I've been a couple weeks since I've done a vlog. We've got a few things going on. I'm originally from Chicago. I walk fast, talk fast, and type fast. On the Hammerdown Roadshow, I'm going to hit industry trends, talk about tech and how that aligns to it, abandon some tunes that align to it, right? So here today we've got the 5 R's of healthcare right now as far as industry trends. This is partially a primer and partially some content for today. So first thing we're going to talk about is risk, ransomware, rural health, resources, and radiology. So Friday, we've got a webinar with Chris Black from Worldwide Technology that's going to cover ransomware. I'm also going to be at the Miami Healthcare Innovation Summit on Wednesday and Thursday with Dave Zarro, our field marketing manager. So stop by, talk to us. I'll be speaking with the moderators there and talking through what we're working on and seeing from an industry trend perspective. And we got radiology and rural health. We're gonna have some interesting guests on radiology. It'll be a couple-part series, and rural health. So rural health, resource constraints. We had Les Brown, the CTO of Self Regional, on about 2 weeks ago. He discussed his challenges with resource constraints, how he's addressing that in rural health. One of my favorite topics in the overall marketplace and how we're addressing that. But today we're going to talk about risk. And when we talk about risk, especially in the mergers and acquisitions section of our business, that's one of the main talk tracks that we've been dealing with in M&A is risk. Where does the risk stem from? What's happening with those customers? And Mr. Walkie-Talkie Sean Riley was part of a presentation he shared with the verticals team that highlighted many of the risks that the acquiring companies encountered during the process. 53% encountered a critical cybersecurity issue or incident during an M&A deal, which to me, that's a very high percentage. But what's happening is the risks that are being driven from the threat actors, they're targeting venture capital firms as well as private equity, because there's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of eyes on a lot of different things that are happening within that transaction. Those risks are business impacting to the operational loss of control and visibility, as well as production loss, insider threats, and environmental impacts, depending on what part of the business. We're seeing such a massive consolidation right now within the healthcare space, payer, pharma, medical device manufacturer, and provider space especially. And it's all for different reasons, whether it's IP, capacity, some sort of different business unit that they don't have access to, from a testing facility or from a product facility. And then capacity, for the most part, within our provider space, or to extend the larger entities' capacities and expertise, like a heart center, into smaller facilities in rural areas that are distributed across the country. What's happened many times in the customers that we've talked to, especially over my career, since I've had the acquiring customer and the acquired customers, and no matter which end of the bargain you're on, there's a ton of technical debt, especially on the acquired side. Somebody knows from one day till the transaction is complete that there is some level of technical debt, because somebody says, well, somebody else is going to make this decision. So the acquired company shows up and they've got a voice system, they've got a network, they've got security posture, they've got infrastructure, they've got some ESPN classic and legacy stuff that's crazy. What I will throw out there today, though, is that we've got a ton of reseller partners, and I've got some awesome swag. So the first 3 reseller partners that get us a meeting to talk to a customer in their merger and acquisition strategy, I will give you guys some awesome swag, but it's got to drive a quote. So that's the call to action today. Let's also talk about during this, the risk is within the third and fourth party risks with the contracts that are downstream for providing services to the acquired company. So when we talk tech, let's transition over to that. We leverage certain things within the Fortinet product portfolio. One is called the CTAP, Cyber Threat Assessment Program. Don't eat pretzels before you're going to do a vlog. I've done it twice now. Not good. But a cyber threat assessment program, we'll get rich data within 2 weeks within Fortinet's program on this. It'll give you 3 or 4 different opportunities to go help a customer shore something up. And we recommend to customers that they bring in a third party to go and assess. And there's plenty of partners out there, whether it's the big 4 in the GSI space, all the way down to small boutique firms that will come in and quickly assess and get customers driving toward NIST or any of those other capacities. The other thing is from a technology delivery perspective, the system expansion and mergers and acquisition customers that we have under our profile. Some of you are young enough to remember if we did 3 clinics a year, it was a huge success. With our SD branch or SD clinic, however you want to package it up, customers that leverage that get next-gen firewall, SD-WAN, network, wireless, and a light version of our network access control. Why is that important? Because if you can deliver services and make those entities able to be monetized and secure quickly, you're going to have success faster. And nobody has time to wait around for operational downtimes or a religious war on product. Let's transition over to tunes. We're going to talk about one of the biggest bands ever that went through a merger and acquisition situation, Van Halen. One of my absolute favorite bands of all time. 5150 was the first tape, for those of you young enough to have a tape player and a Walkman, that I bought with my own money when I was in 6th grade, the summer of 6th grade. So you think about this, and I always talk to my son Connor about this, is 5150, the anticipation was so high. When I look at the math, because I know my buddy Joel too, who's over the data practice over at a large national reseller, I know Joel's going to call me out because he's a David Lee Roth guy. Now, David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar, if we stack them up side by side, David Lee Roth, 6 studio albums, 25 hits. Sammy Hagar, 4 studio albums, 24 hits. So similar levels of success. But the run up to this, as I tell my son and explain it to him, is insane. Because Van Halen, David Lee Roth leaves. He does an EP. Crazy from the Heat. Then he does Eat 'Em and Smile, which was an awesome album. And then Van Halen hasn't come out with anything, and they're like, we're going to bring in Sammy Hagar. Now, 5150 comes out, and I'm a huge Sammy Hagar fan after that. The 4 albums they did, because I'm a marketing guy, clever marketing. 5150, Oh You Wait 1, 2. 4 Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, and then Balance. All 4 great albums that you can, probably wreck your car to if you really tried hard enough, or you could sing a song out to your significant other. The band this week, Troy Eamon on lead guitar. He's been playing louder than ever. Just wild, unique style, awesome. I've got Dave Zarro on the bass, doubling as our tour manager, making sure we don't have brown M&Ms everywhere we go, because that was always in the Van Halen contract. I'm going to shout out to Dylan Cooper, who I'm going to put on drums, because he is drumming up business with one of our major national partners and just doing a great job. And then I'd be on lead vocals. And rhythm guitar, singing some Sammy Hagar, bringing some passion to the business, because that's what I do. I just love what I do, and I love working here. We've got Fortinet customers and people we haven't talked to and partners that rave about working with us, so we'd love to have a conversation. The songs that tie into the risk on the M&A side, Good Enough. We want to be better than good enough. Good enough's just not going to work. Source of infection. Need to find the source of infection to reduce risk. And then Judgment Day. When the transaction happens, that's when Judgment Day occurs. And then I want to throw another one out. Normally I only do 3 songs, but Ain't Talking About Love. That was originally a David Lee Roth song, and everybody can sing along with it. Great song. Michael Anthony keeping time on bass on that. Great drums, a lot of hi-hat, cymbals crashing, and the guitar is unbelievable. But when Sammy does this song, it's actually a better production than the original. So if you see any live footage and Sammy's playing Ain't Talking About Love, still unbelievable. But the reason it ties back into mergers and acquisitions and risk is sometimes the acquired company ends up doing, somebody from that company steps up and does a better job because they have a different opportunity. And Sammy Hagar, he shows up at Van Halen, and then he does Chicken Foot, he does a lot of solo stuff, and now he's with the Circle, playing everything and anything from his career, just unbelievable. But it's about refining the process and sometimes taking a different approach. So I'll close out with this. Reminder, Wednesday, Healthcare Innovation Summit, Miami. I'll be there Wednesday and Thursday. Stop by, talk to us, talk shop, text, tech trends and tunes. And then Friday, Ransomware Roadshow, webinar with Chris Black from Worldwide. Love them. I'm sure there'll be an interesting conversation about tunes on that. You'll get a lot of value out of it. Once again, thanks for joining the Hammerdown Roadshow.